Iran better move fast. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's President Trump's latest warning on Truth Social, writing the clock is ticking, and they better get moving or there won't be anything left of them. As the conflict remains at a standstill, days after the president called Iran's counter-proposal trying to work out a deal garbage. And if the U.S. resumes bombing, Fox's Trey Inkst reports from Tel Aviv.
We understand, according to regional sources, that President Trump has been presented with a variety of options, and these would likely include going after the remaining leadership of the Iranian regime and also a variety of other targets, going after the storage facilities where they still have a variety of missiles in underground areas.
Iran appears to have again attacked its Gulf neighbor, the United Arab Emirates, with drones.
3 entered from the western part of the country. 2 were shot down. 1 hit an electrical generator outside the Baraka nuclear power plant near the border with Saudi Arabia. This is UAE's only nuclear power plant, guys. It has 4 reactors, which supplies up to a quarter of the country's electricity. UAE's ambassador to Washington posting on X, quote, "The attack targeting the Baraka plant is unacceptable act of aggression."
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Dubai. The U.S. Navy and the FAA are investigating a mid-air collision of 2 fighter jets during an air show in Idaho yesterday. All 4 aboard safely ejected, parachuting down while the jets hit the ground in giant plumes of black smoke. Now an update on that hantavirus-stricken cruise ship.
The MV Hondius was carrying 25 crew members and 2 medical personnel when it reached Rotterdam in the Netherlands this morning. The crew will enter immediate quarantine. The ship will now be disinfected. It ends a sailing from Argentina during which 3 passengers died, including a Dutch couple believed to have brought hantavirus on board.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. A Canadian passenger tested positive. 18 Americans remain in quarantine in the U.S. as a precaution. There's also an Ebola outbreak in Africa, 300 cases, 80 deaths. Some Americans are infected there, but the CDC says there's a low Ebola risk here. America's listening to Fox News.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We expect a ruling today on key evidence in the state of New York's murder case against Luigi Mangione, the man who also faces federal charges in the 2024 shooting death of United Healthcare's CEO outside a New York City hotel.
State prosecutors have described this as evidence linking Luigi Mangione to the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They want jurors to see and hear it, but defense attorneys are fighting to keep it out of the trial.
Fox's CB caught that evidence was in Mangione's backpack when he was arrested, including a gun. In Austin, Texas, 3 juvenile teens in custody accused in a series of weekend shootings that left 4 people injured, 1 critically. A former school administrator goes on trial today in Virginia over a shooting involving a first grader who took aim at his teacher.
Ebony Parker was the assistant principal at Richneck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, 3 years ago, when a 6-year-old boy with a history of violence shot his teacher in class with a gun he'd taken from his mother's purse. Parker's charged with felony child neglect. Staff members say she failed to act on several warnings about the gun and insisted the boy's pockets were too small to hold one and refused to allow a search after it wasn't found in his backpack. The teacher, Abby Zwerner, required 6 surgeries and does not have the full use of her left hand. The bullet's still in her chest. She was awarded $10 million in November in a lawsuit against Parker. The boy's mother was sentenced to 4 years in prison for child neglect and weapons charges. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks may drop. Dow futures down about 200 points. In the NBA playoffs, the top seed in the East eliminated. The Detroit Pistons blown out at home by 31 points, advancing Cleveland to the Eastern Conference Finals. Jared Allen and the Cavaliers will face the New York Knicks next, and he tells Amazon Prime Video.
We know it's going to be a loud environment. We know that their fans are incredible fans, crazy fans, but we know that we can do it. We came to an incredible arena like this and took over the game. We just have to do it again.
The Cavs and the Knicks play game 1 tomorrow. Tonight, the West Finals start. Oklahoma City versus San Antonio. And in golf, Aaron Rai won the PGA Championship. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's all-American truck headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
It is an election day Monday, May 18th, 2026. They go, what? Another election? Yeah, it's the Democrat and Republican Party primary runoff election. Early vote starts today for 1 week. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina from AccuWeather, meteorologist. He should be the popular one as we got thunder showers back in the forecast. How much rain, how much cloud cover? In fact, it might be around the entire week. We'll speak with him in about 3 minutes, so stick around. As I mentioned, it is election day, time to vote again. The party primary runoffs begin today. Notable races include the party races for State House District 41. On the Republican side, you have attorney and former prosecutor Sergio J. Sanchez and GOP volunteer Gary Groves. They're fighting for the nomination. On the Democrat side, banker Sebi Haddad and community activist Julio Salinas are vying for the Democrat nomination. At the state level, Attorney General Ken Paxton is hoping to unseat incumbent Republican Senator John Cornyn for the GOP nomination. Democrats need to choose state candidates as well, for example, Attorney General and Lieutenant Governor candidates. Early voting will continue through Friday. Early voting is only 1 week, and Election Day is a week from tomorrow, Tuesday, May 26th. For information about polling places, visit the website for your elections office. SpaceX is pushing back its expected Starship launch date. The company had previously announced that tomorrow evening would be the time to launch. They will not be launching before Wednesday, they say. Texas Governor Greg Abbott will not be allowed to remove a Democrat state lawmaker from office.
The governor had argued that Democrats in the Texas legislature who left the state in 2025 to prevent a vote on new congressional district maps had abandoned their office and should be removed. He specifically targeted State Representative Gene Wu of Houston. He's the leader of the House Democratic Caucus. The legal battle went to the Texas State Supreme Court. It has refused to declare that those Democratic lawmakers vacated their office. Representative Wu says he was exercising his right to dissent. The court's ruling says the legislature has already resolved the issue on its own since the lawmakers did come back and vote on the maps.
And folks across Texas are being reminded to put on their seatbelts. It is the annual Texas Department of Transportation Click It or Ticket campaign. You may want to watch your six. See, there is a DPS trooper looking at you. See if you're wearing your seatbelt, because there's a big fine waiting for you if they catch you. It's 7:08 on News Talk 710 KURV. It is accurate with the time, and we got plenty of weather to talk about, so we'll go a few seconds early with AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. I want to say first, big thank you first, Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. You just never know what you'll find at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply, from hay to feed and rabbits and chicks at Martin Farm and Ranch. Meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. I was texting him yesterday. We had plenty of thunder shower activity in the region, Western Valley, Stark County, northern Mexico saw plenty of it. So is that the pattern we're stuck in, to see, look for the mountains in Mexico to see if they produce something and send it this way for several days?
Well, I mean, we're going to find a whole bunch of stuff going on. We've got like deep moisture flow coming in off the Gulf. We've got a tail end of a system to the north, a couple other disturbances that are going to make their way through. So we got plenty of ingredients in the bowl to fire things off here over the next couple of days, especially as we head toward the latter part of the week. So,
nice.
It's just going to stick with us, maybe even into and through the weekend. So
what is it, pal? Is it tail end of a cool front?
There's a bit of a front to our north, and again, like I said, a couple of additional disturbances moving along through the area. So
nice.
Just all the ingredients in the bowl are there. We just need something to fire it off. And I think it's going to be the case where some spots get some very heavy rain, some folks get nothing, same type of thing that we've been dealing with. But if you can count yourself among the folks that get the actual rain. Some of that rain could be very heavy. There could be some flooding around too. Like the amount of precipitable water in the atmosphere is going to be unusually high for this time of year over the next week or so. So there's plenty of moisture for it to tap into the front to the north and the disturbances moving through. So
excellent. Yeah, I was texting Jason Katerina and other friends. Joe Bastardi checked in, our meteorologist buddy of 3 decades now. He said the pattern looks real good over the next many days and beyond the week. He said the pattern about next month or so looks real good. Maybe we can see some on and off rain, which for me means cloud cover. If you don't get rain, at least you get cloud cover. Hoping
it's still going to be hot though, first half of the week, mid and upper 90s.
Triple digits, is it?
No, but listen, that's hot to me.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, you're in upstate New York. I mean, but
yeah, we're going to hit 91 today, and I'm dying. Oh my gosh.
Stop being such a weenie. Yeah.
Listen, it was like 80 something yesterday, and I put a couple of flowers out in the garden, and the rest of the day. No, that was Saturday that I put the flowers in. All day yesterday, I was like lethargic and just hot. Like my whole body was hot. Yeah. I couldn't stand it. It was only like 80s.
Give Jason 1 day of 90-degree temperatures. He has to sleep for 2 days.
Oh, good Lord. Well, then, and it cooled off slowly last night. We've got these terrible windows. We've got our fan in the window to like pull the cool air in. And a skunk walked by in the middle of the night. Bruh. Like I swear he was lingering outside of my bedroom window. He was just hanging out. It was so brutal.
So what agitated him to, do his business?
I think he was just stinky to begin with. You know what I mean? Like,
this was awful.
It's springtime. So when the skunks come out of their hibernation up here, they have to clear their scent glands out. So sometimes they just blow them out, just to blow them out. So,
okay, well, that's what you get for sleeping with the windows open. All right, pal.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll check with you next time. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Katerina on 710 KURV. Hey, stick around. What are the rules for the primary runoff election? We have a live conversation on standby. Hilda, anything for Salinas? Hilda Salinas from the Hidalgo County Elections Office is scheduled to join us about 16, 17 minutes after the hour. We'll speak with her on the do's and don'ts. It is a primary runoff election. Like, what if I didn't vote in the original primary? Can I vote? Yes. So people asking those types of questions, because, can I switch? Like, I like my friend on the Democrat side. I voted Republican. Can you do that? No, you can't. That's illegal. There's little things you need to remember on this day, on the Texas primary party runoff election day. Time is 7:13 on the Valley's Morning News. Something to think about if you purchase a human-sized robot and you want to go fly with Southwest Airlines in the near future.
The airline says human-shaped or animal-like robots will not be allowed on its planes. That applies to the main cabin with the passengers and to checked baggage. The airline says it's a safety issue. Those larger robots are powered by large lithium-ion batteries, which have a risk of catching on fire. The policy was announced after a passenger in Oakland brought a humanoid robot onto a Southwest flight. Members of the flight crew originally did not know what to do with the robot, but eventually allowed the passenger to buy a separate seat for it and told him to remove the battery.
It's 7:14 on the Valley's Morning News. A heartbreaking story from Central Texas, San Antonio, that has a Valley connection to it. An Edinburgh woman, 34-year-old Marlene Vidal, arrested late last week, is facing capital murder charges after her 2 children were found dead inside a burning vehicle up in Central Texas, up in San Antonio. Investigators say that the children were between the ages of 5 and 7. Some reports from Central Texas media, San Antonio media, reporting it might be apparently a mental health issue. Vidal's bond has been set at $2.1 million. It's 7:15 on the Valley's Morning News. Tired of those dead spots when you travel? Well, a communications giant is trying to suture all that.
Dallas-based AT&T is partnering with its biggest competitors, T-Mobile and Verizon, to help end dead zones in the U.S., especially in rural areas. The joint venture will pool select resources to help bridge those coverage gaps where traditional cell services face a myriad of challenges and give customers more reliability and improved network performance. Our goal is to try to make staying connected simple, no matter where you are, on a rural highway, in a national park, on a boat, or during an emergency. AT&T CEO John Stankey said in a statement.
That's Tristan Rines with that report. You can put Governor Greg Abbott on the list of Republican leaders who are not endorsing either of the Republicans vying for the Senate nomination this party primary runoff election.
President Trump would be the kingfish endorsement for either incumbent Senator John Cornyn or Attorney General Ken Paxton. The last we heard from President Trump was on March 4th in a Truth Social post where he said he would be making an endorsement soon and asking the other candidate to drop out. We've heard nothing since. Now we're hearing why Governor Abbott has not weighed in on this campaign.
Haven't made one yet, not going to make one. I work with both of them very closely.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has also been silent about an endorsement. He did advise the two candidates to stop their aggressive personal attacks and to pledge to unite immediately after their primary runoff. Early voting starts on Monday. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Amazon is facing a new class action lawsuit accusing them of failing to refund tariff-related costs.
Consumers allege in a proposed lawsuit filed in Seattle that the tech company collected hundreds of millions of dollars in unlawful tariff costs by raising prices on imported goods. Amazon did so before the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in February that President Trump lacked the authority under the International Emergency Economics Powers Act to impose certain tariffs. The complaint says Amazon has failed to seek billions of dollars in refunds from the government following the ruling in order to seek favor with Trump by allowing the federal government to retain the funds. The lawsuit alleges Amazon's decision serves its own political and commercial interests at the expense of consumers who paid the costs of tariffs. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
From the Cleveland Clinic, a noted sleep expert says in a new report that if you want to sleep well at night, you need a cold, very cold room. I'll say very cold by standards. Producer Freddie keeps his thermostat around 70. What'd you say? 77? 77 now. I'll hit 70. They'll keep me down. 60 to 67 degrees, says the sleep expert at Cleveland Clinic. You want to go to sleep and stay asleep? 60 to 67 degrees. That's where you need to put it.
Or
yeah, Freddie.
Have a better idea.
Yeah.
Wake up at 3:30 and come into work and be awake all day long, and then by 8:30, 9 o'clock, you're ready.
Your lights out, right?
Yep.
No, you're not out by 8:30. I'm texting you after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Sadly, we're still awake.
Yeah,
after
there you go.
10
Then
p.m.
you only get 4 hours of sleep. Then you'll knock out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at some point you will, like in your car or your truck before you drive. And let me share this final story. So we're setting up our conversation with Hilda Salinas right now from the elections office. You good with Hilda? That's okay. Hang on. So let me share this with you before we go and pay some bills. Absolute madness in the watch world. Out there somewhere, people still wearing watches, Freddie. Well, smart watches, right? But there's other just regular watches as well.
The highly anticipated Audemars Piguet X Swatch Royal Pop collection launched over the weekend, triggering mass chaos all around the world, including in South Florida. Hundreds of eager shoppers crashed through security barriers at the Aventura Mall and Lincoln Road boutiques, forcing police to step in and shut down the release. Globally, the scene was even wilder, with riot police deployed from Milan to Paris and pepper spray used at a Long Island mall as resale values skyrocketed. Swatch confirms more watches are on the way, reminding frantic buyers that this sought-after collection is not limited edition.
Sorry,
Natalie Rodriguez, Miami.
Did we go through a time machine, Freddie? I'm sorry, but first she said Swatch, right? Swatch. She's talking about malls and just watches, and well, are we back in the 1980s, the 1990s again? Well, time is 7:19. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. It is party runoff election time, 1 week of early vote. The rules related to this, let's say you didn't vote in the initial primary, but now all of a sudden you're interested because there's certain people in the runoff. Well, did you vote in the correct party in order to get that done? We'll visit those rules next. Hilda Salinas from the elections office, Hidalgo County, next on the Valley's Morning News.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. Staples. That was easy.
Experience everything Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new 2026 Cadillac XT5 Luxury. Lease one now for just $579. That's right, just $579 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move, set yourself apart, and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at BertOgdenCadillac.com or come in today at Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made. Dale gas!
Look at the rack on that one. You know that buck's been eating Purina Antler Max 20 because it ensures maximum antler growth. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply also stocks a full line of deer nutrition for keeping your deer in top shape. In addition to being a certified Purina feed dealer, Martin sells all seasons feeders and blinds. So remember, Purina Antler Max 20 and all seasons feeders. Your deer can't do any better.
Come see us at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
We're the Rio Grande Valley's home for Houston Astros baseball. We're News Talk 710 KURV.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. You're doing the online thing live again, right, Freddie? Okay, that's a good place to go rewind in case you missed something. 710 KURV, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X Live as well, right, Freddie? You missed something? You got the video, rewind. Go play it again. You can also rewind at Radio Para Mi, the free app. Download it today. Astros Baseball on 710 KURV, made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. They are, they're on the road against the Twinkies. They're in Minnesota today. 610 coverage on 710 KURV. As I mentioned, it is election time again. Oh, man, another election. Otra vez. Yeah, here we go. Hilda Salinas, Hidalgo County Elections Administrator. It's time for the Republican and Democrat Party runoff for 1 week, right, Hilda? Just 1 week of early vote starting today. Hidalgo County and Cameron County are different when it comes to early vote hours. What are the hours for Hidalgo County, Hilda?
Yes, well, early voting started today at 7 a.m. We do have 28 polling locations open, and they will run through this Friday, May 22nd, and all polling locations will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And it's a holiday weekend. No early vote on Saturday, right, Hilda? No early vote Saturday.
No.
Okay.
No early voting Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Election day is a Tuesday, May 26th.
You said 28 locations in Hidalgo County, 7 to 7 p. every day?
Every day.
Okay. And are they both hosting Republican and Democrat Party runoffs? The same identical locations, yes?
Yes. Okay. You will find your ballot at all those 28 polling locations. It is a joint primary runoff election.
Okay. Will it be different? Will there be like more locations on election day on Tuesday the 26th? Do you know?
No, it'll be the same amount, which is 28 polling locations for early voting and for election day. And like I said, your ballot will be there, both Democratic and Republican, because it is a joint primary runoff.
Around here, we noted in the little paragraph at the beginning, the driver likely for a certain region, of course, it's called State House of Representatives, District 41. We got Democrats and Republicans choosing their candidates on that one. That should be a driver. At the state level on the GOP side, the race for, as an example, the race for U.S. Senate, where you got a contender trying to unseat the sitting senator, one of the sitting senators for the state of Texas. Anything else that you see that might be a driver for this election?
Well, we do have the Attorney General on the ballot for both Democratic and Republican, as well as Railroad Commissioner, Judge Court of Criminal Appeals as well for the Republican Party. So we do have a couple of races on both ballots. Mm-hmm. We ask registered voters to visit our website at www.hidalgocounty.us/elections so that way they can view their ballot before they head to the polls to be informed.
I'm sure you had a bit easier time finding the workers, right? Only 28 locations, or did you fall short on the number of people you needed to work this Monday morning?
No, we We do have poll workers for early voting and for election day, but if anybody is interested in working as a poll worker for elections in Hidalgo County, we ask them to visit our website. The application is there. They can print it out and they can email it to elections@co.hidalgo.tx.us, or they can also drop it off here at our office at 2015 West Jackson Creek Avenue in Edinburgh.
I'm going to draw on tap your instinct when it comes to being an elections administrator. I know you've been doing this for several years. Uh, as far as history of runoff elections, like percentage wise, who shows up for a runoff election? About half of the people that showed up in the initial primary election, más o menos, or what would you say? Are you expecting more people to show up because the races are interesting, or what? Can you gauge that?
Again, it is who and what is on the ballot that does drive people to the polls, right? But I was looking at numbers. In 2024, and we had a Democratic primary runoff election. And the first week, which was those 5 days, right, we had 13,884 people show up to the polls during early voting. And of course, we had a lot on election day. So, I do see that there are races on the ballot that people would get out and vote. So, again, visit our website, be informed, and take the time to visit one of the 28 polling locations to cast your ballot.
Hilda Salinas is the elections administrator for Hidalgo County. Early vote is on right now for the party runoff elections. Republicans and Democrats, they need to choose their candidates, the individuals who will be on the ballot in the November election. So polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in Hidalgo County. We reached out to Remy. Remy's up to his eyeballs right now, I'm sure, in Cameron County. Their hours are different in Cameron County, though. I've noticed in the past that they started at a different time. So you may want to check on the Cameron County Elections Office to see what's going on there. The rules of the primary runoff, Hilda, these are very, very important to prevent people from getting into trouble. Now, who can vote in the party primary runoff election? Who's allowed to vote?
Right. Again, if you went ahead and you voted, right, during the primary election, right, depending on which party you vote in, that's the party that you can vote in the primary runoff, right? You will not be able to switch parties. Again, if you did not, vote, you weren't able to get out and vote during the primary, you can vote whichever party you would like, during the primary runoff. However, if you voted, for example, Republican during the primary, you would have to vote Republican during the runoff. You would not be able to switch.
What is the punishment if they catch you trying to switch parties?
No.
Right? Because that's against the law.
Our system, right. Our system, they let us know, no, it would have to be, Democratic or Republican, and they guide the voters. Right.
The only people that might trip a wire would be people who mail in a vote, right? And decide to switch, or are they also, you do not release a ballot to them until you determine where they voted, and or mail-in ballots even an issue right now, or what's the rules? What are the rules on that?
Well, with mail-in ballots, I mean, it's the same across the board, right? However, once we receive the information and they do select that they wish to have a mail-in ballot, sent out in their application, the deadline for, applications was this past Friday, right? It is a little different when it comes to runoffs. However, and then of course we comply. We comply with the laws and everything that is in place in making sure the voter gets the correct ballot.
Okay, you answered one of my questions. Yeah, since everything's electronics on a database, if you have somebody switching parties going to the other side, because I don't know, they have El Primo running for some office. Oh, I'm going to switch now. Ding, ding, ding. All sorts of bells and whistles will turn on and say, no, you voted Democrat. You can't vote Republican now, or vice versa. You'll be able to catch them on that one. Okay.
We would not be able to.
Yeah. Can you make it like really loud to embarrass these people so they make sure they learn once and forever? Like, excuse me, sir. You cannot vote. Switch parties. On that one, just everybody look at that guy over there. Hey, anything else you want folks?
No.
Anything else you want folks to remember as we start the election process again?
if they have any questions, call our office. I know we've been having back-to-back elections, but of course it's very important. It's very important. It's something that, we're all able to participate in. It is your civil duty. It is your right, to get out and vote, especially for a primary runoff. And be informed. Visit our website at www.hidalgocounty.us/elections. Call our office at 956-318-2570 with any questions. Again, all polls are open. All 28 polling locations are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we are also here to assist.
Okay. That's for Hidalgo County. That's Ida Salinas, the Hidalgo County Elections Administrator. Again, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Early vote for 1 week. The early vote is statewide for 1 week for the runoff. Cameron County, their early vote might be starting a little later because they historically do that. Check the Cameron County Elections Office website for that information. Hilda, again, thanks for being a phone call away, and we'll check in with you. Call anytime if you need to update something. That's Hilda Salinas, the Hidalgo County Elections Administrator. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Check of news, the service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. From so-called gender-affirming care to mandatory reversal care for any damage done, Texas Children's Hospital agrees to a settlement with the state of Texas.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sued the nation's largest children's hospital over gender-affirming care for transgender youth. The deal calls for the hospital to establish a detransition clinic to provide free care to transgender patients for 5 years to, quote, reverse the damage from gender-affirming care. Paxton claims this will be the first detransition clinic in the country. The hospital will also have to pay the state $10 million.
You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball. They did okay this past weekend. Could have swept the Rangers, but it's okay. They took the series 2 out of 3. Sports next on 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
With almost 130 years under their belt at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, it is a culture of excellence, a commitment to excellence. They've been doing something right for almost 130 years. They've been around that long. So call Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing on, sometimes the rain comes back for several days. And of course, you got storm season, tropical season. You just never know what's going to show up. Is your commercial roofing system ready? Find out for free. Find out gratis. Find out at no expense to you from the top experts in all commercial roofing systems. That's Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. I got a couple of conversations, did a podcast, put them on KURV.com. Go find out the commitment to excellence, cross-training, commitment to safety. These are great people. If there's nothing wrong with your roofing system, these are godly people, good people. They'll tell you, there's nothing wrong. Call us back, 2 years. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing offering you a free inspection of all of your commercial roofing systems. You need to know if there's any weak spots if they're going into storm season. Here's the number to call. Set up that appointment, 956-655-6178.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Introducing the newest destination for luxury in the Rio Grande Valley, the all-new Mercedes-Benz of Harlingen. Come visit Michael Fall, General Manager, today and discover the perfect blend of elegance and power in a new C300 sedan. Get yours for only just $579 a month for 24 months. Experience a feeling only 140 years of innovation can deliver. The choice is simple at the all-new Mercedes-Benz of Harlingen, a Bert Ogden Auto Group dealership, a true triumph of luxury. Now open at their exceptional new state-of-the-art location at 8522 West Expressway 83 in Harlingen.
Later on tonight, it's Houston Astros baseball as they visit the Minnesota Twins. First pitch at 6:40. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
Are you ready?
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Texas Rangers avoided the series sweep by defeating the Houston Astros yesterday. Final score 7-0. The first 4 innings were quiet for both sides, but Texas started their offense in the 5th with this homer from Jake Berger.
And now the pitch, and that's hit down the right field line. This has some air under it. It could get out of here, and it does! An opposite field home run for Jake Berger just inside the right field foul pole. Berger's 8th dinger of the year gives Texas a 2-0 lead.
That was only a start for Berger, as he would drive in 2 more runs as part of a 5-run top of the 7th for Texas, and Houston would not be able to respond for a shutout loss. The Rangers pitchers also put on a show, with Nathan Eovaldi throwing 7 innings, only allowing 5 hits and 2 walks. Gavin Collier earned the save. Next up, the Rangers face Colorado and Denver tonight. Houston does the same in Minnesota against the Twins. The San Antonio Spurs are returning to the Western Conference Finals with Game 1 against the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. The Thunder have yet to lose a playoff game this year, but the Spurs have been their Achilles heel as San Antonio won 4 of the 5 regular season meetings. Tip-off is set for 7:30 tonight from the Paycom Center. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Jed Nelson.
AccuWeather says rain back in the forecast. It would be nice to get something. We had significant thunder shower activity yesterday evening, overnight. Western Valley. Good morning, Rio Grande City. Good morning, Roma. We had a little bit just cross the area a little early. It disappeared. Poof. So that's the pattern, though. We're going to be in a rain-generating power pattern this week. So that's good. Let's see how much we can squeeze out of the sky. As we do have hot temperatures in the forecast. It's already hot, man. It's like 80 degrees right now. At the Port of Brownsville, 80 at Starbase, 80 Harlingen, 80 McAllen. Nice and warm. Highs today should be 95. Highs will be in the 90s all week, despite the fact that we got cloud cover and rain. Imagínate, just imagine, without the cloud cover, probably be in the triple digits all week. Border Bridge wait times as posted on KURV.com. Headed back to the McAllen Mission Edinburgh area. Busy bridge was Hidalgo at about 45 minutes and headed back to Brownsville, hour and a half at B&M and Gateway, 45 minutes south of Harlingen, Los Indios, 45 minutes at the Veterans Bridge. It's business news and a check of your money next on 710 KURV, the pulse of the 956. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment. They have the equipment so that you can take ownership of your land, and all those ideas that you have, make them a reality. Everything I'm about to mention right here for Kubota at Amigo Power Equipment, you can get all the details of everything I mentioned at gokubota.com. Now through the end of June, for Kubota equipment, some of this equipment, 0% financing is available, of course, if you qualify. Or you could save up to $5,500 off select compact tractors, the number 1 select compact tractor in the nation. That would be Kubota. And you'll find it at Amigo Power Equipment. It is Kubota Orange Days at Amigo Power Equipment. Great deals on the reliable, versatile, long-lasting Kubota equipment. Visit Amigo Power Equipment now through June 30th. 0% financing if you qualify, or save up to $5,500 off select Kubota compact tractors. GoKubota.com, the website to get all the information I just mentioned, plus a lot more detail. It's Amigo Power Equipment in Edinburgh on Monte Cristo for Kubota.
Hi, I'm Gary Groves, the only true Republican candidate in the race for HD 41. I'm a Christian who is pro-life and will fight to eliminate property taxes from our homes. My opponent, attorney Sergio Sanchez, a lifelong Democrat coming into this race who supports the LGBTQ agenda and opposes eliminating property taxes. I'm humbly asking for your vote in the Republican runoff going on right now.
Political ad paid for by the Gary Groves campaign. In phony TV ads, Mays Middleton says he's mega, but he's got no experience in a courtroom, just a family trust fund and a new red hat. Mays isn't mega. He's the guy who sponsored a bill allowing mosques to build their own housing developments. Middleton admitted his bill, quote, empowers mosques to use their land for housing development, paving the way for Sharia cities in Texas. To Islamic radicals, Mays is Mecca, not MAGA. The real Trump conservative?
Chip Roy running for office. You're doing a good job, Chip.
Senator Cruz agrees.
No one has fought harder to help President Trump make America great again. Texans deserve a fearless, proven conservative for Attorney General. That's why I'm supporting Chip Roy.
Take it from Ted. Chip Roy is the conservative choice for Attorney General. Proven MAGA warrior, experienced, and qualified to serve.
I'm Chip Roy, and I approve this message.
Political advertising paid for by Texans for Chip Roy.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC. McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Next Era Energy said it will buy Dominion Energy in an all-stock deal that combines two leading players in the race to meet growing electricity demand from data centers that run artificial intelligence applications. Next Era shareholders will own roughly 75% of the combined company, while Dominion will own the remaining 25%. Online fast fashion platform Shein is acquiring Everlane in a deal valuing the U.S.-based apparel retailer at about $100 million. Puck News reports brands like Shein and Temu have disrupted the local retail landscape through aggressive pricing and strategic marketing. An Indian court has told Apple to fully cooperate with investigators in an antitrust case related to the iPhone app market, not agreeing with the U.S. company's request to put the case on hold while it challenges the law governing antitrust penalties. Reuters reports Apple had accused the CCI of exceeding its powers by pushing the company to submit its financials. Futures have dropped this morning. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says rain is back in the forecast. Nice. We had a little bit last night in a few areas and more on the way. It says AccuWeather. Highs today should be mid-90s today, tomorrow. So expect highs should be low to mid-90s all week with a chance of rain. A brief shower or two here or there. Like all week, the chance of rain is going to be some. Sometimes it might be heavy. You just never know. Let's see what happens. Thank you for joining us on the Valley's Morning News, News Talk 710 KURV. We got Fox News coming up in about 2 minutes.
Some people travel for adventure, some travel for business, and some travel for a bit of both. But they all know the best way from A to B is McAllen International Airport, where flying is always better with the Valley's only ticketless parking and best VIP lounge. And McAllen has more nonstop flights to the best destinations for adventure, business, and a bit of both. Like new daily nonstop service from McAllen to Monterrey, Mexico, for business, adventure, fun, and family. Save a day of business travel time with nonstop flights from McAllen to Austin, Houston, or Dallas. Then find adventure in our state's biggest cities, or experience the best of both worlds when you fly nonstop from McAllen to some of America's most popular convention and vacation cities, like Las Vegas, Orlando, and Phoenix. Travel is about more than going from A to B. It's about going above, beyond, at McAllen International Airport. Fly McAllen at flymfe.com.
Well, I hope that your schedule is getting a bit lighter now. The college kids are out, right? Your kids are out from college. The what you as the little ones, they'll be out from regular school. As I say this as a gentle reminder, I know you got other stuff, running through your head, like for work and all that, and the vacation plans for all that. Look, I know you've been meaning to do this. Do this today. Pre-plan, prepay. Get it out of the way. It's like life insurance. You did that already. You put it on the shelf. You probably had a conversation with financial advisors and set up everything, trust, wills, all those things. And there's a lot of work to do, like power of attorney, the statement to physicians, all that paperwork needs to be done. Put it on the shelf. This is another one of those items, pre-plan and prepay. My mom and dad did this for me many years before the Lord called them home. And believe me, I tell you from experience, it makes a huge difference to have everything already decided. You know what your loved ones wanted. Your family, who has to deal with you being with the Lord, your family will know what you wanted. So pre-plan, prepay. And McCaleb Funeral Home, Carla McCaleb, Mark and Carla McCaleb, pillars in our community, 60 plus years. They've been loving on families. They go through that season. Call Carla McCaleb today. Somebody will come to you, help you pre-plan, prepay, put it on the shelf, wait on the Lord. Call Carla McCaleb at 956-650-2841.
As your representative in Austin, I promise to dig out corruption. My name is Sergio Sanchez. I'm a Republican candidate for House District 41. I've made a career of sending people to prison for corruption of Medicaid fraud, for corruption of state benefits. As a conservative, ask yourself, who is the most qualified to represent me in Austin? Life, liberty, and property, that's the foundation of my campaign. My name is Sergio Sanchez, Republican candidate for House District 41. I would bring a prosecutor's mentality to the State House. We need to doge state agencies and departments to end the wasteful spending in Austin, in all departments and agencies, to deliver real results back to people. A reduction of tax goes hand in hand with doging every single thing in the state. You need to come back and vote for the Republican runoff, May the 18th through the 22nd and May the 26th. I represent your conservative values, fight for the unborn child, protect our Second Amendment rights. I'm going to cut property taxes by half in line with the governor's plan. This ad paid for by the Sergio Sanchez campaign.
Bumper to bumper information.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Monday edition of the Valley's Morning News. It is May 18th, 2026. Thank you for waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. I am Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina is the popular one in the broadcast today. He brought back some rain to the forecast. Let's see what pops up. Not only today, but on and off the entire week, he says. We might see some rain this week. That's good. News on 710 KURV. The service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa, accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione in state court this morning in New York City.
We will all see Luigi Mangione in court. That's because Judge Gregory Carroll, he's allowing cameras inside the courtroom as he announces his big decision, whether to keep key evidence in this case in for the jury or toss it all out.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the courthouse. It begins at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Another warning from President Trump to Iran, posting on Truth Social, the clock is ticking. Oil is up on fears the war will resume. Major severe weather alert.
We're looking at a level 4 out of 5 alert for parts of Kansas, also southeast Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. That's where the most powerful storms will be, which unfortunately coincides with that large hailstone risk.
Fox Weather's Britta Merwin. America's listening to Fox News.
It's election day across Texas. The party primary runoff elections, they begin today. Notable elections in the area, for example, in Hidalgo County, the State House of Representatives District 41, Republicans and Democrats, they need to choose the candidates there. There's also very interesting statewide races for the Democrats and Republicans. There's only 1 week of early vote. It ends this Friday. The election will be Tuesday, May 26th. SpaceX pushing back the expected Starship launch date. They will not be launching tomorrow evening. They said in a statement they will not be launching before Wednesday. There's a new study finding that there's a difference in brain chemistry in people who suffer from anxiety.
Scientists at the University of California found that people with anxiety disorders have lower levels of choline, a nutrient needed for healthy brain function. The strongest difference was noted in the prefrontal cortex, the area tied to emotional control and decision-making. Researchers say the discovery is the first clear chemical brain pattern link and could lead to new nutrition-based treatments. I'm Lisa Carton.
Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to Radio Para Mi. It's a free app. That way you can listen to the morning news, listen to KURV programming on your smartphone. Go get it. Radio Para Mi. And conversations with weather should be interesting this week. Something breaks out. We got to call AccuWeather, get them on the radio. Well, there you go. You got KURV on your smartphone at Radio Para Mi. Man, you can't just put a sign in front of a property and expect it to sell. It takes a lot more than that. It takes the expertise, the hard work, the market know-how of, for example, the top team in real estate in this region. The Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. Only team, I've been telling you, the only team. I've called them before, and I'll call them again. The only team I'm calling to help me sell our home, help us buy a home. It's the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. Dylan and Isabella, they needed to sell a home in the McAllen area. They, obviously, like everybody else, they didn't want to wait forever. Jessica is a member of the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. The Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team, they have a marketing system that is proven, that is aggressive, that is successful, and it will work for you as well. They routinely sell homes faster than anybody else and for the most money possible. That's the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team. This is how fast they were for Dylan and Isabella. Their home was on the market for 18 days. 18 days. That's it. Boom, house sold. Oh, and it sold for $25,000 over asking price. That could be you, amigo. So why don't you start the conversation with the Ryan and Brian Real Estate Team today? 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbrian.com. That's ryanandbrian.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Brian. Go to ryanandbrian.com.
I love the experience of walking into a store that has stuff that interests me. As you're standing there, you can tell that these guys are passionate about what's happening there. That's exactly how it feels at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. Over 10 manufacturers of different barbecue grills and smokers, and each one of those has another 10 in its lineup that does anything that you can imagine. Big Green Eggs, Traeger pellet grills, the selection is excellent and the experience is unlike anything else. I mean, I never knew I was going to enjoy smoking out of a Pits and Spits smoker. I never even heard of it, but what a game changer to my outdoor cooking arsenal. And endless aisles of spices, marinating devices, cutting boards, things you don't even know exist. Different appurtenances to help you discover that master outdoor chef that lives inside of you. You simply don't know what you don't know, but you can learn. Come walk the store and see what we've got going on at South Texas Outdoor Kitchens. South Texas Outdoor Kitchens on